Woking in traditional red and white shirts, their black and gold shorts and their white and gold socks. Solihull Moors all in yellow, shirts, shorts and socks. Woking get the game underway, playing from left to right as we look, shooting towards the Leslie Gosden stand. Solihull Moors right to left as we look, shooting towards the Kingfield Road end. Woking get the game underway. Rowan Ince his header looking for Rhys Gregor-Cox, who manages to keep the ball in play and fizzes the ball back straight to Ince in the middle of the park. Now with captain Josh Casey. Back to Anderson. Anderson in a much deeper role here this afternoon. Plays it back to Luke Wilkinson, who got his first Woking goal 10 days ago. No John Moore here today, no Ian Nicholson, so we have the super sub. Peter Moore is with us. Peter, good afternoon to you.
Yes, good afternoon to you, Mark. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome along. As you say, interesting game ahead, Mark, isn't it? It's got the making of having goals and being an exciting match, isn't it?
Absolutely. Solihull Moors free scoring at the minute, just a one against Barnet, but 9 in the 2 goals prior to that. And as I said earlier in my preview, already 4 times this season they've managed to score 4 goals or more. I mean, it's quite frightening when they go forward.
Yeah, I mean, I think, Mark, they're averaging 3 goals in every away game. Terrific record. Great
ball to Daly though, just scuffs his cross looking for Gregor-Cox. It was just behind Amond, cleared away by Howell.
I'm going to go for a hatful of goals, Mark. I'm probably going to be proved totally wrong, as always. 2-2.
2-2. OK.
Yourself?
I went 3-2 Solihull to Joe in the BBC Radio Surrey studio. I think maybe Solihull might just have a bit too much class for Woking. Having said that, they are missing Joe Sabara today. Podregamon now making good grounds down the left-hand side. Good cross, but straight at Malden. Gregor-Cox, Anderson and Lofthouse all arriving. Well over 100 times for the club. Also had a couple of years at Grimsby as well. Coker, the left back. Now with Whelan. Dallas on the overlap, onside. A support there with his left back, but goes back to Whelan. First time ball is straight at Craig Ross, just beyond Kelly. But that's the furthest forward that we've seen Solihull Moors so far. Casey's throw, Woking playing into the sun in the first half. The capless Craig Ross at the back, with his eyes squinted. Dallas, yellow shirts flocking forward. Back to Coker, the left back. Infield to Osborne. I've seen play plenty of times. Jamie Osborne now 30 years of age. Barnett with a lovely couple of step overs. Right towards the back post. Dallas is there. And his header rebounded off the back of Moss. They both didn't know too much about it, but the gaps are opening at the back. Appearances last season. Add on the 18 for Sabara as well. They really are a threat going forward, Solihull. Barnett sliced. Attempt at goal. Wanted the corner to spare his blushes. And didn't get one at the minute. Woking did start brightly. They weren't really testing Louis Molden, but they saw plenty of possession in the opening exchanges. But Solihull Moors, as I was just saying as you came to us, growing in confidence in this game. They've had a couple of half chances, the best falling to Andrew Dallas, who scored 20 goals last year. He's already on 9 this term. With the absence of Sabara, you expect that Andrew Dallas will be the main talisman for Solihull Moors. Just stick with us here because he's entering the Woking box. Cully on to his right, dealt with by Wilkinson. And Osborne will pick it up 30 yards from goal. So as I said before the game, it's a fascinating encounter, as Woking have just given away a very cheap free kick on the edge of the box, but no goals yet. Woking 0, Solihull Moors 0. Coker is there as well. Of course, this is straight into the eyes of the sun for Craig Ross. Reed over the wall, easy for the goalkeeper who gets 2 hands to it, but a shot on target for Josh Kelly and Solihull Moors.
Darren Sorrow in particular, Mark, is against a side like Solihull. They've kept them to 0 at the moment.
For how much longer?
Well, yeah, I know we're only 18 minutes in, true.
Oh, that's a poor tackle from Lofthouse. There could be some further trouble here with referee Paul Johnson.
Be a severe ticking off. In other words, next time you do it, I will be producing a card.
Yeah, it was quite rash from...
Bit lucky to get away with that, Mark.
Yeah, I agree. Standing over it again. Over the wall. And cleared away eventually. Poor touch from Whelan. Anderson looking to play it back to Moss. Does win the throw at the end. You can probably hear the screams of Darren Sole coming down the microphone. Yes, that is Darren Sole absolutely screaming at somebody. I just took my headphones off to try and work out who it was directed at. I don't want to make any accusations. I think Josh Casey perhaps, because most of the good play is coming down the flanks. And Moss has certainly had an earful already. Maybe Casey's turn to receive a explicit telling off. Header by Dallas, Moss, and Ross gets there in the end. Down to our right. Mona's corner lot won't be too impressed with what they've seen so far. Moss. Grego Cox, Moss onside. First time ball is a good one towards the back post, looking for Daly's header, across the face of goal, and Woking take the lead against the run of play. Fantastic ball from Moss. Daly is on the score sheet again. It's Woking 1, Solihull Moors 0. Solihull with all the ball. They're behind here. Woking 1, Solihull 0.
Well, you said on your piece, Mark, back to the station and the studio about all the stats and everything, possession and everything else means nothing if you can't put the ball in the back of the net.
Coker just stealing it off Lofthouse, seeking out Barnett. Again, another cheap free kick.
I think this will be a yellow card, Mark.
Certainly woken up the home fans, particularly to our left. Yellow card in the direction of Kyron Lofthouse. Dan Moss, plenty of room for the Woking fullback. To find Woking's number 2, Kyron Lofthouse, who gets the better of Coker. And indeed Whelan. Lofthouse driving his way forward, just snatched off him at the crucial moment. Moss intervenes. Osborne goes flying in. Of course, he's been on the wrong end of a couple of challenges, and now Moss has gone down. And as I say, Osborne, who's been on the wrong end of 2 tackles, he leads. 9 minutes till half time. Grego Cox back to Moss now. Grego Cox. Moss was clipped again by Osborne. And I think the referee has just acknowledged that it is Solihull Moors' number 10. So is this going to be another talking to? It is going to be greeted by a yellow card. Lofthouse will clear his lines. Grego Cox wins yet another header, as does Amond. And Howell let it go to Lofthouse now. Woking are through. Kyron Lofthouse with Grego Cox in support. Lofthouse goes all the way, and his strike in the end did get a touch off a yellow leg. And Woking do have a corner. But that just goes to show the threat that Kyron Lofthouse now has going forward, which Casey will take, hopefully a better ball in this time. It's floated towards the back post. Cuthbert just jumped too early. Daly is there. If Ince can find him, Daly does! And it's straight at the goalkeeper. Opened up his body, caressed the ball, bending towards the back post. But Maldon had a good sight on it. And it's that man again, James Daly at Callum Maycock, Callum Whelan, Ryan Bennett on the right, Andrew Dallas on the left, and Josh Kelly through the middle. Great play from Dallas to get beyond Wilkinson. Dallas motoring into the box. Cut out though by Ince. Had to get that challenge right. The 2 men in the middle. On the right, Kyron Lofthouse. On the left, goal scorer James Daly. And Padraig Amond and Reece Grego Cox are the front duo. And here they are combining once again. Grego Cox looking towards the back post, where Daly may have actually gone for goal himself. And it will be a
Mark of Woking in particular, and just tell him to cut out errors, as I mentioned before the break. Cut out silly fouls, cut out giving the ball away in particular as well. Start off on the front foot like they did at the start of the game.
Anderson's just caught Maycock here, and I think Anderson might be receiving a yellow card for that challenge, because he has lunged once or twice in the first half, and this time he's got the man and not the ball. Is he going to get away with another?
Yeah, I think he is.
He is, yeah. Incredible. Osborne will take. Be the right foot of Osborne or the left of Coker. Osborne, it's low and it's straight to Howe, who's offside. Ross saved it anyway. He wasn't to know. The flag did come up. Even from this angle, I think you could see that even 3 or 4 Solihull players behind him were also offside. That'd be an interesting one to watch back, but from right to left, Coker looking for Whelan, turning away from Lofthouse. Has got Osborne on the edge of the penalty area, shadowed by Grego Cox. Now back with Coker. Osborne again through 2 Woking players and fouled by Grego Cox. And from this angle, it looked as though he actually got the ball, but got a bit of the man in the process.
Go into the book. Yeah, he is.
Great spot, Peter. And Osborne and Coker, the 2 in charge of this. The right boot of Osborne, the left of Coker. You would expect this would be Osborne. It's not. I'm wrong again. Coker chipping it into the penalty area. Dealt with by Gregor Cox. It falls to Whelan some 50 yards out. Every outfield player inside the Woking half. It's continued. Solihull pressure. Howe's header will go straight out of play for a goal kick. Amon chasing. Kelleher. Infield ball to Maycock was a risk. Gets it back, however. They clearly like playing out from the back until Molden just doesn't take any chances and swoops his clearance long and high. Underneath it is Casey. And now Daly shrugged off the ball by Clark, who actually keeps it in play. Maycock now to Osborne, barged off by Kellerman, and Osborne's in a bit of trouble here. He's given it away straight to Casey, fed through to Daly now inside the Solihull Moors box. Low driving cross finds Lofthouse. Kyron Lofthouse on the score sheet again at home, and they double their lead. 53 minutes on the clock, and Woking 2, Solihull Moors 0 is the scoreline. Peter Moore.
Yeah, very well played from Woking. That very patient move as well, Mark. And Kieran Loftus took one touch, eyed up the opportunity, and slid it straight into the bottom corner. Terrific start. I mean, I did say, didn't I? They need to start like they started in the first half.
Anyone could have tucked it in. Amond was there, just missed the chance. It fell kindly to Kyron Lofthouse. May have gone in off a Solihull Moors defender, but Lofthouse will claim it. Lofthouse's name will be on the score sheet. And the scoreline reads, Woking 2, Solihull Moors 0. Solihull not giving it up, though, with Kelly on the near touchline. Low ball into the penalty area. Again, dealt with by Wilkinson. Casey just getting in a little bit of trouble here. Looking for Daly, too strong for him.
Yeah, it's always the same, isn't it? You know, you 2-0. The third goal is always important in any football match, Mark. But if Woking get a third, you can see them going on to win.
Absolutely. Great trickery by Ince. Now finds Gregor Cox. Now they're firing numbers forward, Woking. Gregor Cox now slanting out to the right. Look to the left. You can see Rowan Ince and Amond and Daly. Amond now finds Ince. Just checks back onto his right. Amond now 20 yards out from goal. Wants the strike at goal. Howe threw a leg at it. And eventually Molden can come out and claim to locate Clark in the end. The Irishman. Lofthouse has won it back, and he's away, Lofthouse, but the referee's pulled it back for a free kick, and Lofthouse can't believe it.
I mean, why pull it back? It just seems pointless. It really does, actually, and you can understand Kyron Loftouse's frustration. You're right, he would have been away, wouldn't he, really? Yep. He would have probably been about to pull the trigger, and who knows what could have happened after that.
Two-man wall. Wilkinson goes for goal. It's low, straight at the wall. Might get another chance here. Given back to him by Casey. Wilkinson in completely the wrong position. Ince has time on the ball. Ince clipped there, and they're going to get another opportunity, albeit closer to the touchline. Kellerman will take the free kick this time. You sense that this one will actually go into the penalty area, and it does. It's a great ball in, it flicked on by Daly, and it will just go wide in the end. Well, that was a much better ball in from Kellerman this time.
Well, I haven't said that. Woking's away attendance-wise is extremely good, as we know. It's almost like a home game, isn't it? In some particular matches. So
yeah, particularly at Maidenhead last week, I guess.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Howe going back to Molden. A real swipe of a clearance, and one back very well indeed by Ince. Great footwork as well by Woking's number 24. Finds Gregor Cox. First time strike. Good save, Molden. Called the goalkeeper into action there, and Darren Sale was nearly halfway down the touchline already. Great work from Ince, found Gregor Cox, who did get the strike goal bound, but met by the hand of Louis Molden.
Very good save from the keeper. You're right, Mark. Otherwise, that was creeping into the bottom corner.
By Carl Storer, 35 years of age now. His 6th season at Solihull. Just the 2 appearances this year. He hasn't scored for 5 years, and they need a goal today, Solihull, because they trail by 2-0. Casey, fouled by Osborne, who points towards the ball. Osborne is on a yellow card. You know what's coming. Jamie Osborne has been sent off. And as we said in the first half, if you can't keep your head, you will be punished. Second yellow for the foul on Casey. Osborne can't quite believe his luck. Neither can Neil Ardley, which does need to be added to October. So winnable games coming up for the card to have the game back underway, and they've taken it quickly. They've caught everyone off guard, including myself. Amond is there, and Howe just steals it off him at the most crucial moment.
Thinking,
what have I done?
What have I done? You know, it was stupid of me. I know hindsight's a wonderful thing, but there's a good point there.
Bokins, chance to open up his body, finds Gregor Cox. Gregor Cox gets the strike on goal. Straight at Molden, who had to get down and save. The arguments continue between Clark and Kelleher. Walked away. He's the only yellow shirt within about 10 metres. In comes the throw right towards the front post. Cuthbert does get the flick on, and you know they've been on the receiving end of a fair few. But it's almost reminding me of when Leeds came up to the Premier League. There's that never say die attitude. They could be 5-0 down and they'll still try and score a goal. Moors nil, of course, when he last joined us. Jamie Osborne had just been sent off, so they're down to 10 men, Solihull. They're not giving this up, but Woking should really have had a third by now. Good couple of saves by the goalkeeper Louis Molden, who's been called into action. The best strike coming from Grego Cox. They're through here now, though. Dallas, Solihull, and it was Moss went flying in, but it's all Woking at the minute. Joe, of course, they struggled in the first half, despite the fact they took the lead. It was Solihull who was certainly the better side. Halifax, Altrincham leading Aldershot. Aldershot had a great win last week against Halifax. It's just their second win of the season. Nice turn from Storer. He said his name too much since he's come on, and he's just slipped over the ball. Ince picks it up. Here goes Grego Cox. Ince now, oh, so nearly. Grego Cox once again, so much room for Amond on the right. Grego Cox goes for goal, and it's just wide. What an opportunity to find a third. Amond not happy that he didn't receive the pass there. He wants to open his account for the owners, the board, the manager, and indeed the fans. Headed by Howe, looking for Kelleher. Both centre halves forward there. No Woking player in sight, happy to sit off here. Now left to right. Touch by Barnett is a good one. Push Casey to the ground there. There's no foul, says the referee. Barnett continues to press on. Now falls to Dallas and Craig Ross. Can he keep it the right side of the line? I think he's okay. Sort of a half-hearted save. The ball sort of spun underneath his glove. And it was Kelly running on. Didn't really have the best of views. Ince will prod it clear straight to Storer. He will clean up, locate Barnett now. Challenged by Kellerman, allows Barnett a bit more space. Now looking for Kelly, falls to Clark. It's a shot on target, but straight at Craig Ross. And Woking doing all they can to ensure that they have
to beat this season, definitely. So, but again, look, this has been a stiff test for Woking. Notts County will be. They're going to thrive on that.
Yeah. Amond just missing out there. Just one other scoreline I should update. Wrexham now 5 up. In a new shirt. Vokins wins it back. Finds Amond. And Grego Cox is on the charge here, if he can keep it in play, and he does. It's all the Grego Cox show. He's the only Woking player in the Solihull half. Grego Cox now, Amond steaming forward. Here he is, Patrick Amond, Woking's number 10, opens up his body, and it just bends far behind the far post. It's not actually gone out of play. Doesn't matter though. The game's up. Full time here at the Laithwaite Community Stadium. It's finished. Woking 2, Solihull Moors 0.